A lovely little kid named Pete is seen at the start of the movie. At that time, he is moving somehow with his parents. He is reading a story of a puppy in his book. This story includes that puppy is going on an adventure. Pete asks his parents here what is an adventure. Hearing this, Pete's father tells him the adventure is where we are living in a thick and spacious forest, which is completely desolate, and we continue to move ahead while staring at the stars. After this, Pete asks him, will there not be felt scary if it's such a place? Hearing this, his father says, yes, it is felt fair, it is felt by everyone. But there is a condition to go for adventure. It is as your boldness is the first priority for this. My son, tell me now, are you bold? Pete's mother says on it. Yes, my son is bold. I know, Pete, you are so brave. You are special for your mother. No one is braver than you in the whole world. Suddenly, an animal appears before their car from somewhere and their car is become imbalanced. Consequently, their car faces an accident. Unfortunately, Pete's parents are died. Pete is only the survivor in this accident. When he observed this, that his parents are no more in this world, then he is shaken from inside. He had left all alone in this world, so he starts crying. That forest was so thick and horrific, so horrible sounds of animals begin to echo in surroundings. So Pete is scared and he begins to run here and there to hide and escape his life. He hears a horrible sound all of a sudden, but he observed it. A green dragon appeared before him. It was so giant that Pete is frightened seeing it. That dragon comes nearer to Pete. It begins to stare at him. Pete asks the dragon here, will you eat me? Will you not take pity on me? Now there were horrible sounds and the dangerous animals in the forest. So that dragon stands up, making Pete sit on its hand to rescue him. Later, it is seen that 6 years have passed in the story. 6 years later, there is male teacher is seen. This teacher used to tell the stories of dragon to the kids. He tells them all exists dragon here comes from the sky while flying. They all dragon come in the group if one dragon is separated from them. Then that dragon starts living in the forest, but it had not been seen yet by anyone. But one person has witnessed him, and that person is me, otherwise no one else witnessed it. In the meantime, teacher's daughter named Grace comes there. She says to her father, Father, what are you doing? You are again scaring the kids. Hearing this, teacher says to her, no, I am not scaring them but telling the truth. How dangerous the thing forests are. What happened there? Grace says on this, alright. I become convinced with you. They may surely be the dangers in the forest. I also went there and witnessed many animals but no dragon. Her father replies, hearing this, if you don't witness anything, it does not mean that it does not exist. Hearing this, Grace says, Father, it may also happen as the things which we see. They may be an illusion. Now I am also going to the forest. I will surely tell if I glimpse any dragon there. Then a little girl says to that teacher, I trust you. You are speaking truth. That dragon really exists. Hearing this, that teacher answered, Thanks God, someone believes in my stories. My daughter is so strange. She believes in those things which are apparent to her eyes. But we should take big actions in our life. If you will continue to see the same thing in your life, which is in front of your eyes, then you will never be able to witness something unique. So we should always be ready to face the novelty. I claim that there is dragon in the forest. In the next scene, forest site is seen. The same kid Pete is seen there who is playing with a rabbit. Now 6 years have passed now. Now that kid Pete has also grown up. His parents have passed away. So he lives in this forest with that green dragon. They live here as a family. Pete and Dragon love with each other. They play and enjoy together. They also fly in the forest. Now that dragon also takes the advantage for his color, as he may hide himself in the trees. And it has also a special abilities, as he can also change its color. Its benefit is that no one can find it. Dragon and Pete are moving to their house, then they glimpse Grace there. They think a girl has arrived here, she may not cast a glance at us. So Dragon hides himself among the trees while transforming its colors. But that kid Pete is glimpsing Grace covertly. Pete steals a compass from the bag of Grace when she feels a movement there. She looks after turning back, but no one is there. Then a man says there after coming, Grace, we are getting late, we should leave. So they leave from there. After this, Pete and Dragon also go to their house. Their house is actually a cave. Coming to the house, they start to communicate with each other. Pete says to the dragon here, no one knows who was that girl, from where did she come. Don't be afraid, I am with you, and I will secure you. I promise you that I will never let you be harmed. Next day, it is seen that Pete hears some sound. Pete runs to check this while running. At last, who is there to whom these sounds belong? Pete observes in a hidden way that some people have come here who are cutting the trees. Grace and her fiancé are also come here. Grace says to her fiancé, we should not cut the trees to a large distance in the forest. It is a wrong cut. Her fiancé replies, hearing this, I did not order this, but it is from your brother. Now Grace's niece gets off the car and says, hurry up, I am getting late. Hearing this, her father says to her that, okay, we leave, go and sit in the vehicle. But it is seen this daughter does not get in the car, but she begins to wander in the forest, to and fro. Then she glimpses Pete, who runs away seeing her. She also runs after Pete and she begins to climb up a tree while chasing him. Then she is slipped, she begins to fall, but Pete attempts to rescue her. When Pete secures her, then she asks him, how old are you? Pete replies, I am 5 years old. Knowing this, girl replies, I don't believe that you are 5 years old, because 5-year kids are so young, not fully elder like you. What is your name? Saying this, she also tells her name. Then that little girl father, Grace's brother, comes there while searching her. I had asked from you to be in the car. From whom have you take permission to come in the forest? You should not wander here alone. There may be danger. Hearing this, that little girl says, I am wounded. I had fallen from the tree, and you are scolding me. Hearing this, her father says, you should avoid to come here. That little girl tells, I came while chasing Pete. Now Pete is also before all of them, and he is frightened seeing all. Grace asks him that, oh kid, who are you? What is your name? How did you come here? Where are your parents? Then Grace observed that the same compass is around his neck, which had been stolen from her bag by him. Now Pete is so confused. Hear that, then he begins to run from there, but they all stop him together. In spite of this, Pete does not stop and runs away. As begin badly wounded, he falls at the same place. Then that green dragon is seen, which wakes up. It begins to call Pete as he was not being seen anywhere by it. In spite of this, Pete does not come, so he begins to search for him. Grace's fiancé says to his brother, until forces and the villagers may not detect this kid, we will not start our work here. We will not cut the trees of this place. But Grace's brother says, no, it cannot be followed. I cannot wait. We will have to cut the trees of this place. They carry Pete with them because he is so wounded. Then that dragon also comes there while searching for him. He glimpses them, the tree behind which he is observing them. Then that tree falls down. As a result, they witness that dragon. They are confused seeing it and they go in search of it with their guns after this. Further, it is seen that Pete has restored his senses where he finds himself somewhere else, not in forest. He is worrying for his friend dragon, so he begins to search for him. Meanwhile, Grace also comes at the hospital and she is talking with police about Pete. She says we will have to detect about his residence and parents soon. Then it is seen that Pete runs from the hospital where they all attempt to search for him. And they also discover him on the other side. Grace's brother is searching for that dragon. Grace leads Pete to her home there. Grace says to Pete, I have now that your home is forest. I promise you that I will lead you to your home forest tomorrow, but there is one condition for this, as you will have to reveal the whole truth. As where do you live? Where is your house? Grace's brother reached the cave of dragon in the forest. Reaching there, he discovered Pete's one of the book, which is begin taken with him by Grace's brother. Seeing this, dragon loses its temper and it assaults all of them. It takes that book back from them. They all are frightened, witnessing a giant figure, so they begin to run from there in order to rescue their lives. Grace also receives a call by police where an officer informs her that we have found a file in the old record. Then he tells about Pete to Grace. His parents passed away in an accident 6 years ago. Grace's niece asks, Pete, is that dragon your imaginary friend? Grace's niece has asked this question from Pete because he is sketching a dragon at that time. Dragon is so worried on not finding Pete there. He begins to search for Pete in the whole city. Casting a glance on his sketch, Grace says, your friend is like a dragon, and it is also a song about which my father often tells me. And that song's story has also told the dwelling. That little girl tells him further, we may detect the location through the stars, but it is not sure, it is just here saying. It means that many dragons live there. In the meantime, Grace also comes there, who says to Pete, thanks for searching my compass. It is so rare of my because it was given as gift my father. It was gifted to me so that I may come back to home easily if I ever lost the way. She also says to Pete, have courage, you are not alone. Never feel yourself alone. Hearing this, Pete says, yes, I know. I am not alone because my friend is with me. Grace says, okay, tell me about your dead friend. Who is he? Where is he? Hearing this, Pete shows him his drawn sketch instantly. Grace immediately recognizes it, seeing this as it is the same green dragon. Pete tells Grace, here, my friend is so special here. He does not like everyone, but I am sure that you will surely be liked by it. You may meet it tomorrow when it will see me. You may witness it. Grace says to him, you are very nice and brave kid. I never meet with the boldest kid like you in my life. Then Grace's brother is seen, who comes to Grace's fiance. He also tells him about Pete's friend Green Dragon. Grace also hears the whole story. Grace's fiance says to her brother that I apologize that I cannot accompany you to forest. Receiving the disfavor, Grace's brother leaves away after being furious. Meanwhile, that dragon also arrives the same house in search of Pete. That dragon feels ill when it observes Pete with that family. It feels sadness. Being sad, it leaves away. On the other side, Grace is seen who talks with her father or the same teacher. She reveals the whole story about Pete. She says to him while requesting him that, my father, tell me the reality. Then her father reveals the truth to her. It means, how did he see the dragon? Where did he witness it? Next day, all move to the forest where Grace says to Pete on the way that, why do we not accompany that man who has awareness about your friend dragon? Pete says after hearing this, why not? It is a good idea. Then they also accompany Grace's father. After a while they reach the forest. Pete moves to the same cave where he searches for his dragon. He takes that dragon outside as he gets it when all witness dragon in front of their eyes. They all are left shocked. Meanwhile, Grace's brother also reach there with his fellows. Coming there, he attacks the dragon and capture it. They fire it with the tranquilizer and also make it unconscious when it loses its consciousness. Pete is drawn to sorrow witnessing this, so he is crying for his friend. Grace consoles to Pete, "Here, listen to me, don't worry. I give you words that your friend will get no harm." Grace's brother was not being convinced here by anyone. He declares, "I need this dragon at any cost because this dragon make me famous, me in the world. I will get an advantage from this. I will earn a lot of money through it." Then he calls the forest department members so he may show that dragon all of them. Now Grace and her niece moves to the dragon sneakingly. Police also approach there. There is going on controversy among them. There is no one side as they enter while opening the door. The dragon had fled away, so they move in search of it. But it is seen that dragon is not run away, but it is still there. No one witnessed it because it can transform its color. Now this ability is just work like a magic. Now they move away driving the truck in which the truck was present. Grace's brother orders to chase that truck after seeing this because they all went to catch that dragon and they quickly begin to follow that truck. Pete suggests to his dragon, "Hurry up, fly from here." But it could not fly. Then Grace's brother stopped his truck in front of their vehicle, so he may stop them. Unluckily, their truck brakes are failed at the same time, so Grace's brother has to drive away. Then they move ahead while crashing with a car. Then the police vans and the public vehicles drive there. Seeing them, dragon fills with rage, so it tries to stop them going before them. It starts throwing fire while extracting from its mouth. Pete also tried to stop it and forbade it of doing all of these actions. But an accident is witnessed there as Grace and her fiancé car begins to fall from the bridge. But Dragon rescues both of their lives on the request of Pete. Now Grace's brother, who was enveloped with greed for a long time, he becomes happy seeing this as this dragon has rescued Grace and her fiancé. In the meantime, many helicopters approach there. Then Dragon asks Pete to come with it and Pete agrees with it. Dragon flies up from here, taking Pete. Now they both reach their house forest. Pete says to his dragon, "Here, I know that you are my friend. You have deep affection for me. Listen to me, but we cannot live here more. Everyone has seen you and knows about you as it your house, that you stay here and they will surely come in search of you." That dragon says after being upset, "You may return to that family again. Because you cannot live with me here, you need a family." Hearing this, Pete says to it, "No dragon, you are my friend and everything. I am not going to leave you anywhere." A beautiful relationship is seen here. In the next scene, it is seen that Pete has gone to Grace. That dragon comes to leave him here and returns back. Then no one witnessed that dragon exactly after that day. The time continues to pass. Pete finally knows where is that dragon. Now Pete comes to meet his friend dragon. He plays with it like before. He rejoices a lot with it. Now dragon also reaches its family now, and it is also very satisfied. The movie complete while showing these joyful moments. I hope you enjoyed the explanation. If you enjoyed, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.